Friday evening, Southeast Texas. Welcome to 12 News Plus. We're going to take a detailed look at your forecast coming up over the next 7 days. Yes, we're under a weather impact alert. That's mainly going to be for Monday morning across Southeast Texas. First off, we're looking at fair to mostly cloudy skies out there. Over at Market Basket in Port Arthur, looking at that fair skies there on the Roofing 911 Skycam network. Good news on your allergy front, only mold today, and it's at fairly low levels, so some good news there. So here's the plan over the next 7 days. It's going to be foggy in the morning and chilly. Tomorrow afternoon will be warm, maybe an isolated shower, then a good chance of rain, maybe a few thunderstorms coming up Saturday night as a Canadian/Arctic cold front pushes through the area. That will lead to a dry Sunday. The rains will be out of here by daybreak. And it also means that it's going to be windy on Sunday with temperatures falling. The warmest weather may actually occur Sunday morning with temperatures falling all day. And that will open the door to a freeze coming up on Monday morning. And it'll probably be a hard freeze up in the lakes area and wind chills in the mid-20s. So this is why we're issuing a weather impact alert for Monday morning. Then temperatures begin moderating. We may see a slight chance by next Wednesday, but rain chances have come down even since yesterday as far as next Wednesday as far as the forecast. So here's what we expect as we fast forward into Saturday tomorrow at 6 p.m. Not a lot. Saturday night, yeah, good chance of shower and thunderstorm activity. See the clock? See the clock in the upper, let's see, that would be your upper right-hand corner of your screen, 5 a.m. The rain will be out of here per modeling. The front will be through. And look at this. Temperatures will be tanking all day. Winds will be gusting 25, maybe 30 miles an hour. By 5 p.m. Sunday, we may be in the low to mid 40s lakes, upper 40s to around 50 here in the triangle. So it's going to be a raw day as the sun returns to the area. So our station's brand is Weather Impact Alert. It's not severe weather right now. We don't expect severe weather. But what this means is that you're going to have to do something. It's impactful. You're going to have to drip your faucets. You're going to have to be careful with heating your home using space heaters. You may have to bring Fido in or make sure he has warm bedding. You may have to cover your plants. That's all this means. And it's not the coldest in the world. So here's what we expect. Freezing temperatures 2 a.m. to 9 a.m. And again, it'll probably be a hard freeze in the lakes area. They may have to drip their faucets, but you're going to have to do something. That's what this means. Otherwise, we are expecting those lows into the mid-20s lakes, upper 20s to lower 30s in the triangle. So the only people that are going to have to drip would probably be up in the lakes area. I think the triangle will be fine. Now, you're going to have to bundle up Monday morning. That's what weather impact means. It's going to be impactful. It's going to affect you. You're going to have to use, heavy coats, bundle up. With those wind chills in the mid-20s, that's not something we see every day. And you're going to have to take care of people. What does that mean? Well, it means that you're going to have to bundle up. You're going to have to make sure that the elderly friends are warm and they're okay. And also be careful with those space heaters and heating your homes. Pets, bring them in. Or make sure that they have warm bedding and shelter. Plants, you're going to have to cover them or bring them inside. Weather impact. It's just going to make you have to do things to protect your property. Now, this is not going to be the coldest in the world. It's not record-breaking. I'm not saying that. But it's probably going to be a hard freeze up in the lakes area with mid-20s and the upper 20s to lower 30s here in the triangle. But the real factor is coming up on Monday morning with the wind chills. There could be some low to mid-20s across the area coming up Monday morning, and that is not a lot of fun. It means most of the day is going to be cold across Southeast Texas. So remember, layers work best as far as that goes. So tomorrow should be fairly mild, actually warm, 76, a 10% coverage in the triangle. And I'm just not going to go with high rain chances like modeling says. Only going to go at 10% coverage. It may hit 77 here in the triangle. It's certainly going to be a warm afternoon ahead of that Arctic cold front. And in the lakes area, I'll go at 10% coverage, 75 lakes. And we're going to go with maybe some isolated showers. I like 75 up there, so we're matching that. Otherwise, as far as rain chances, 10% coverage. Now, I don't have rain Saturday night. This is just during the day, but there's going to be a good 60-70% coverage coming up Saturday night with that front. But again, by Saturday or Sunday morning, it's going to be out of here. So no rain Sunday or Monday or Tuesday, and about a 20% coverage coming up on Wednesday. So those numbers have come down as the upper level disturbance shifts further off towards the south rather than over our area. So as you can see, it looks like little, if anything, up in the lakes area, a quarter of an inch or less, and then here in the triangle, a half an inch or less. Wish we could get more because the drought continues to worsen. So ahead of this front that's going to be stalling across the area coming up tonight is some light activity. And we're looking at lots of clouds in through Hardin, southern Jasper, southern Newton counties. Temperatures are in the 60s. Again, this is not severe weather, but with that front stalling across the area, you can bet it's going to be foggy coming up tomorrow morning. Well, a little better shower activity over towards Silsbee and Kuntz, and just north of Sour Lake. Shower right over Buna and back over into south and central sections of Newton County. Across the state, temperatures 40s and 50s up in North Texas, 60s in through Central Texas, and the 70s to almost 80 down in South Texas. Nothing significant there. However, as you can see, this front will stall. We're having to wait for another Arctic front to push down as we head towards Saturday night across southeast Texas. So no wind chills here, but look what's going on. Well, that wasn't supposed to happen. The wind chills up into the northern plains. Let me see if I can do that again. The wind chills up in the northern plains are running 20 to 30 degrees below zero up there in the northern plains. So no, we won't see that, but it's certainly going to be cold as we head towards Monday morning across southeast Texas. Some Arctic air moving into the upper Midwest is what I'm trying to point out, and some of that will glance our area coming up on Monday morning, but the bulk of it should stay north and go off to our east, so it's not going to be record breaking. Now, for days we've been talking about this upper level disturbance for Tuesday into Wednesday, and modeling has just consistently gone drier and drier and drier each day, and unfortunately it looks like we won't get much out of this because we need the rains. But again, the best dynamics now look like they're going to be further off to the southwest. See how models change? That's something we have to work with. That's why you got to go real conservative at the beginning and then maybe fine tune it up higher as far as rain chances as you get more certainty as far as the modeling. So tonight it's going to be all about dense fog across southeast Texas. Again, some sprinkles and light rain across the area as this warm front lifts to the north and then stalls and washes out. So I think we could be into the mid-50s in the lakes and into the upper 50s here in the triangle. Widespread dense fog, a good possibility coming up tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow's kind of iffy. Do we go partly cloudy? That may be optimistic. Certainly partly sunny, and that will certainly help us to warm well into the mid-70s coming up tomorrow afternoon. That's going to make it feel a little more interesting as we head towards Sunday afternoon. So on the Gulf, areas of fog tomorrow, no advisories, but seas will be mostly smooth around a foot. We'll see southeast winds at 5 to 10 knots. Only one high tide tomorrow at Sabine Pass at 12:31 p.m. Our forecast for tonight certainly includes that dense fog, modeling very gung-ho and bringing pea soup. That means very thick fog across our area coming up tomorrow morning. So if you got an early trip over to Houston or over to Lake Charles or up to the lakes or down to the Triangle, take it slow. Use those low beams, a lot of space between you and the next car for tomorrow morning. And that's what we expect. Cloudy, foggy, maybe some sprinkles here or there, and a 10 to 20% coverage mainly north in the Triangle. For the lakes area, looking at temperatures into the mid-50s there. Triangle, upper 50s to around 60 degrees by tomorrow morning with winds going calm. For your Saturday up in the lakes area, we'll go partly sunny, a 10% coverage of showers, mid-70s up that way, and south to southeast winds fairly light. The current pool up at San Rayburn is at 155.19 feet, and again, it will certainly be a different day on Sunday as far as the temperatures. Tomorrow, morning fog, mid-70s pretty much throughout the area, maybe an isolated shower with a light south and southeast wind expected. Normal high this time of year is 66, so we'll be about 10 degrees above normal. That's not going to be the case on Sunday. So, again, I will say it. Saturday night, the Arctic cold front comes on in. Good chance of rain. probably a 50 to 60% coverage coming up Saturday night. By Sunday morning at daybreak, no rain. We're done. The high will actually occur in the morning, 55 degrees in the morning. Obviously cooler up in the lakes area, and we will fall all day, and we'll probably be in the 40s by quitting time Sunday evening at 5 p.m. across southeast Texas. It also means that the skies will clear out. We'll start off with clouds in the morning and then sun in the afternoon, and the winds will really be cranking. Could see wind gusts 25 to maybe 30 miles an hour as that cold air funnels its way on into southeast Texas. Then that opens the door with no blanket of cloud cover and cold air over the place to bring us that weather impact alert between 2 a.m. and 9 a.m. We're expecting a freeze. Probably going to be a hard freeze up in the lakes area, and not that case here in the triangles. Not the coldest in the world. So we're expecting mid-20s in the lakes. Probably should drip. It's just how much do you want to gamble on having problems? So mid-20s lakes, upper 20s to low 30s here in the triangle. Be careful heating your home. Bundle up Monday morning. Wind chills will be in the mid-20s. Take care of your pets and your plants. The pipes will mainly be the issue up in the lakes area, not the triangle. So after that, again, we'll show you again that we expect those lows to be in the mid-20s. That is probably going to be a hard freeze up in the lakes area, and into the upper 20s along I-10 to even a freeze in Port Arthur. Again, this is not a hard freeze in the triangle. The wind chills are what we are going to be really watching. As you can see, look at the wind chills falling maybe as low as the low 20s in the lakes spots to the mid and upper 20s. So a cold morning on Monday, you'll need to bundle up. That's what weather impact means. After that, we'll start warming up. We'll see a lot of clouds on Tuesday. That upper level disturbance comes on in, and maybe a 20 to 30% coverage coming up on Wednesday, back up to 71, and then 76 by Thursday. The real issue in the forecast, I think, coming up over the next 7 days is whether we get another cold front and how strong is it going to be. Right now, I've got one set of models that shows a pretty decent cold front, another set of models that doesn't. So that leaves me in a conundrum. What do? Do I go with the cold one, or do I go with, So I kind of split the difference. So it probably, this is going to change for next Friday. Will it be colder? It could be, as this next front pushes on in. Otherwise, it looks like a drying trend as we head towards Thursday and Friday of next week. And again, a lot of people asking about Christmas. It looks very mild. Temperatures probably in the upper 50s for lows, and highs certainly in the mid to upper 60s. Certainly that's the way it looks at this point. Otherwise, that's your weather impact 7-day forecast. So if you're just joining us, we are issuing a weather impact alert for Monday morning because of an Arctic cold front that'll be driving through southeast Texas. Tomorrow we don't expect much in the way of precip. Saturday night, yes. Sunday, In fact, temperatures will be falling all day on Sunday, and we could end up into the 40s. So the warmest weather Sunday will actually be in the morning. And then that will open the door to a weather impact alert. This does not be severe weather. This means that you're going to have to do something to protect your property, your family, and your pets. 2 a.m. to 9 a.m. coming up Monday morning. We expect temperatures to dip into the mid-20s up in the lakes area. That is a hard freeze, so you'll probably have to drip up that way.